Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. So, I am sitting here at my desk right now, and my eyes are literally burning. I have been staring at my computer screen for hours just trying to process what we all just watched. And I just have to get all these thoughts out before my editor starts screaming at me about deadlines. Because the March 24 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful just dropped a massive anvil on our heads, but not the loud kind of anvil, the quiet kind. The kind that sneaks up on you in the dark with just a few notes of really creepy music. So let's talk about Daphne Rose Walton and Carter Walton, because things are about to get really messy for them. And I mean messy in the absolute most heartbreaking way possible. And it is just so crazy because they started off the episode so happy, so full of hope. The spoilers reveal that Daphne and Carter are feeling super hopeful following their latest passionate night together. And it is no secret to anyone that Carter and Daphne have been trying for a baby. They are so eager to kick off their next chapter together. That means starting a family, because Carter has wanted a family for so long. He has been through the ringer with women in Los Angeles, and now he finally has a wife. He has Daphne, and they have been hitting the sheets very often on their quest to put a bun in the oven. They want this so bad. You can literally feel the desperation radiating off the screen when you watch them together. So Carter and Daphne sizzled in the March 24 episode. It was a really hot scene, but it was also really emotional because Daphne had a feeling after they were done. She told Carter that she felt like they might have conceived a child that will change their lives forever, just right then and there. She felt it in her bones. And although Daphne acknowledged it might just be wishful thinking on her part, Carter actually agreed with her. He ultimately admitted that he felt it too. He felt the shift in the universe. He felt like he was finally going to be a dad. And Daphne hoped for a positive pregnancy test very soon, but she opted to enjoy another round of passion with Carter just to make sure, because why not? They're newlyweds. They are in love. They are trying to make a baby, but then the scene ended and the music played. And I swear to you guys, my stomach dropped. Because B&B played some rather ominous music to cap off the scene we just talked about. And if you watch soap operas, you know exactly what that music means. It is the doom music, the danger music, the music they play when someone is hiding in the bushes with a gun, or when someone is about to fall off a cliff. But nobody was falling off a cliff here. It was just a husband and wife in bed hoping for a baby. So why the creepy music? Because they are completely doomed. That is why. The soap gods are about to ruin their lives. And I am just typing this all out as fast as I can because I need you to understand the gravity of this situation. It is entirely possible that it was indeed just wishful thinking for Daphne, and that she will wind up completely disappointed by a negative pregnancy test outcome. Because the spoilers say this may be building to a pregnancy test and a big moment for Daphne. So just picture this scene in your head. She is standing in her bathroom. The lighting is kind of dark. She is holding that little plastic stick. She is staring at it. Carter is pacing back and forth outside the bathroom door. He is sweating. He is nervous. He wants this baby more than anything in the world. And Daphne looks down at the stick, and there is only one line, not two lines, just one single lonely line. And her heart just shatters into a million pieces because she has to open that door. And she has to look Carter in the eye, and she has to tell him that they failed again. And that is going to be a crushing blow. The spoilers even say Carter and Daphne may have some crushing news in their future. So a negative test is definitely on the table, but it gets worse because there might be some undiagnosed infertility issues that Carter and Daphne do not even know about yet. Maybe there is a medical reason why they cannot conceive. Maybe it is a physical problem. Or maybe, just maybe, it is a psychological problem manifesting as a physical block. Because let's be real here for a second. Daphne is under a massive amount of stress. She is carrying a huge secret, a toxic secret. And stress does terrible things to the human body. It messes up your hormones. It ruins your chances of getting pregnant. And Daphne is stressed to the max right now because she knows the truth about Will Spencer and Electra Forrester. She was right there when Ivy Forrester stole Electra's letter. She was right there when Ivy manipulated the whole breakup. Ivy planted Will's broken necklace on Electra's desk, and Daphne saw it all. And Ivy swore her to secrecy. Ivy basically bullied her into keeping her mouth shut. And Daphne is a good person at heart. She is a fierce supporter of Will and Electra's relationship. She knows they belong together, but she is keeping quiet, and the guilt is literally eating her alive. She goes to work at Forrester Creations every day, and she sees Electra moping around. She sees Will looking completely heartbroken. She sees Melissa Dillon swooping in and falling for Will. Dillon even told Will she loves him, and it is all built on a massive lie, a lie that Daphne is helping to protect. And Carter even warned Daphne to stay out of the office drama. He told her not to meddle. He told her to focus on their marriage and their baby plans. But Daphne is meddling by not meddling. By keeping the secret, she is actively participating in the destruction of Will and Electra's lives, and she knows it. And the stress of that guilt is probably exactly why she cannot get pregnant. Her body is rejecting the pregnancy because her mind is a toxic wasteland of guilt and lies. But let's look at the other side of the coin. What if the pregnancy test is positive? What if she looks down at that stick and sees 2 pink lines? What if she opens the bathroom door and jumps into Carter's arms and they cry tears of absolute joy? Because that is also a very real possibility. She might be overjoyed once her pregnancy test results prove that she is carrying a child. This could lead to plenty of excitement for Carter and Daphne. They could start picking out baby names. They could start painting the nursery. Carter could go out and buy a bunch of tiny little onesies with the Forrester Creations logo on them. It would be the happiest time of their lives. But again, the ominous music. We cannot forget the ominous music. B&B does not play that music for no reason. If they get pregnant, the baby is doomed in the end. Because this is a soap opera, and there has to be a soapy twist in the works. There is no way this storyline is as simple as Daphne wanting a child with Carter and getting one. That is boring. That is not daytime television. So if she gets pregnant, I am calling it right now. She is going to lose the baby. Perhaps the ominous music was in preparation for a miscarriage that might happen down the road. And I am literally getting chills just typing that because it is so dark and so sad. Since Daphne predicted such a life-changing child, what if the loss devastates her along with Carter and destroys their marriage beyond repair? Think about how brutal that would be. To finally get the one thing you have been praying for, the one thing that is supposed to cement your marriage and make you a real family, and then have it ripped away from you in the blink of an eye, the physical pain for Daphne would be awful. But the emotional pain would be catastrophic. It would completely break her. And it would break Carter too. Carter is a rock. He is always the strong one. But losing a child would bring him to his knees. He would not know how to handle it. And grief does terrible things to a marriage. It drives a wedge between people. They stop talking, they start blaming each other, and Daphne would absolutely blame herself. Because of the secret, she would think the miscarriage is karma. She would think the soap opera gods are punishing her for lying to everyone about Ivy and Will and Electra. She would think she does not deserve to be a mother because she is a liar. And that kind of self-loathing is impossible to live with. She would pull away from Carter. She would shut down completely. And Carter would be left standing there in an empty nursery wondering what went wrong with his perfect life. And then the truth would come out. because the truth always comes out in Los Angeles. Secrets do not stay buried forever on the bold and the beautiful. Eventually, Carter is going to find out what Daphne has been hiding. He is going to find out that his wife stood by and watched Will and Electra's lives get destroyed and did absolutely nothing to stop it. He is going to find out that she let Ivy run the show. And Carter is a man of integrity. He hates liars. He hates manipulation. He warned Daphne to stay out of it. And when he finds out she was involved by omission, he is going to be furious. And if they are grieving a lost baby at the same time, that is the end of the marriage. Right there. Boom. Done. The grief mixed with the betrayal will be too much for Carter to forgive. He will look at Daphne and he will not see the woman he fell in love with. He will see a stranger who cares more about protecting Ivy Forrester than doing the right thing. And he will walk away and Daphne will be left with nothing. No baby, no husband, no job at Forrester Creations, probably just a whole lot of regret. But wait, my brain is still going. I have to talk about the visa angle because there is another layer to this onion and it is super messed up. The timeline notes mention that Daphne might need a visa. She is a perfumer from Paris, and there is a strong possibility that she needs a visa to stay in the United States, which is probably why she married Carter so incredibly fast and why she wanted to start baby making as soon as possible. Because a baby is an anchor. A baby with an American citizen guarantees you get to stay in the country. Ivy went through something exactly like this back in 2015. Ivy almost faced deportation after she incorrectly filed her immigration paperwork. And that situation led to Liam marrying her just so she could remain in the US. But their marriage ended after he discovered she actually had dual citizenship and was lying. So what if Ivy knows this about Daphne? What if Ivy is holding this over Daphne's head? Ivy has not technically blackmailed Daphne yet. She just told her to keep quiet, but the threat is there, the unspoken threat. Ivy is a Forrester. She has power. She could make one phone call and have Daphne deported back to Paris. And if Carter finds out about the visa, oh my God, he will feel so used. He will think the whole marriage is a sham. He will think Daphne never actually loved him. He will think she just used him for a green card and tried to use a baby to lock him down. Even if Daphne really does love him, even if her feelings are completely genuine now, Carter will never believe it. The trust will be completely shattered. And that ominous music from the March 24 episode makes so much sense now because it is not just about a baby. It is about a massive web of lies and secrets and hidden agendas that are all about to explode in Carter's face. So let me just ramble a bit more about how this is going to play out because I am so fired up right now. Daphne is sitting on a powder keg. She goes to work. She sees Carter. She smiles. She kisses him. She talks about their future. But inside, she is terrified. She is terrified of Ivy. She is terrified of losing Carter. She is terrified of not getting pregnant. Or she is terrified of getting pregnant and having the baby used as a pawn in this sick game. And the guilt is just compounding every single day. Because look at the collateral damage. Melissa Dillon is falling hard for Will. She is telling him she loves him. She is getting swept up in this whole Prince Charming fantasy. And it is all going to fall apart. Because Dillon is keeping the secret too now. She overheard Ivy and Daphne talking. So now Dillon is dirty too. And when Will finds out that both his new girlfriend Dillon and Carter's new wife Daphne knew the truth and said nothing, he is going to explode. Will Spencer has that Spencer temper. He is Bill's son. He is going to scorch the earth. And Electra is moving on with RJ. RJ is a sweet kid. He is taking her on moonlight swims. He is making her dinner at the Forrester mansion. He is treating her right, but Electra still loves Will deep down. And when she finds out her own Aunt Ivy manipulated her life and that Daphne knew, Electra is going to lose her mind. The fallout at Forrester Creations is going to be epic. It is going to make the whole Logan versus Forrester fashion war look like a playground fight. And Carter is going to be caught right in the middle of it. Because he is the COO, he has to manage all these people. He has to manage Will, he has to manage RJ, he has to deal with Steffi and Ridge, and he is going to have to do it while his own personal life is completely falling apart. Because his wife is the keeper of the secret that started the whole mess. So let's go back to the bedroom scene. Carter and Daphne, sweaty, happy, hopeful. Daphne says she feels like they conceived. Carter says he feels it too. They are living in a total fantasy world, a bubble of pure delusion. And that ominous music is the pin that is going to pop the bubble. B and B is setting us up for a massive tragedy. They are building Daphne and Carter up so high. They are making us root for them. They are making us want them to have this baby, just so it hurts a million times worse when they tear it all down. Because that is what tired journalists like me know about soap operas. Happiness is boring. Happiness does not win daytime Emmys. Tragedy wins Emmys. Tears win Emmys. Screaming matches in the Forrester CEO office win Emmys. And we are about to get all of that. If it is infertility, we are going to see months of agonizing doctor visits. We are going to see Daphne getting hormone shots. We are going to see Carter trying to be strong, but secretly breaking down. We are going to see the strain on their intimacy. Making a baby will become a chore, a scientific experiment instead of an act of love, and the secret will just hang over them like a dark cloud the entire time. Daphne will be crying in the bathroom, looking at negative tests and thinking it is her punishment for letting Will and Electra suffer. If it is a miscarriage, it will be fast and it will be brutal. She will get the positive test. They will celebrate. They will tell the family. Maybe they will even announce it at a big Forrester dinner. And then she will get a cramp and she will go to the hospital. And the doctor will look at the ultrasound monitor and there will be no heartbeat. And the scream that Daphne lets out will haunt Carter for the rest of his life. And the marriage will just disintegrate into dust. And you know what the worst part is? Ivy Forrester will probably not even care. Ivy is so smug right now. She is so focused on controlling Electra's life that she does not care who gets hurt in the process. She does not care about Daphne's guilt. She does not care about Dylan's moral dilemma. She just wants what she wants. And Daphne is too weak to stand up to her. Daphne is letting fear run her life. Fear of Ivy, fear of deportation, fear of losing Carter. But by letting fear run her life, she is actually guaranteeing that she is going to lose everything anyway. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy of doom. So I am just typing furiously here, trying to get all these angles covered because there are so many ways this can go wrong. But there is absolutely 0% chance that this goes right. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Carter and Daphne may have some crushing news in their future. And I believe it. I believe it with my whole tired heart. Because you cannot build a happy home on a foundation of lies. You just cannot. Carter is a good man. He deserves a woman who is honest with him. He deserves a woman who does the right thing, even when it is hard. And Daphne is proving that she is not that woman. She is taking the easy way out by staying quiet. And the universe is going to correct that mistake, either by denying her the baby she wants so badly, or by giving it to her and then taking it away. And I just keep thinking about that music, the low synth notes, the creeping dread. It was so perfectly executed by the B&B sound department. It completely changed the tone of the entire episode. 1 second you are smiling at this beautiful couple in love, and the next second you have goosebumps on your arms because you know something terrible is coming for them. So my final thoughts before I hit publish and go get a massive cup of coffee: keep your eyes on Daphne. Watch her body language in the next few episodes. Watch how she jumps when her phone rings. Watch how she avoids making eye contact with Will and Electra at the office. The guilt is a physical weight on her shoulders. And watch Carter. Watch how innocent and hopeful he is. He has no idea that the train has already left the station and it is heading straight for a brick wall. The baby storyline is not a storyline about new life. It is a storyline about destruction. destruction of trust, destruction of a marriage, destruction of friendships. And it all goes back to that one stolen letter. Ivy Forrester set a bomb in the middle of Forrester Creations, and Daphne Rose Walton is the one sitting on it. And the timer is ticking down to 0. So stay tuned, everyone, because The Bold and the Beautiful is about to get incredibly dark. And I will be right here typing away with